Today we are going to discuss about first unit of introduction to design and analysis of algorithms. So before going to that, first what is meant by an algorithm? So algorithm is a sequence of steps to solve a problem. So that means it is a sequence of instructions given to solve a problem. So that is an algorithm. So criteria for a good algorithm is how to specify an input, output, what is meant by definiteness, finiteness, and effectiveness. So here each and every problem will have zero or more inputs that should be supplied from the external source. That means the user or some other automatic inputs will be supplied to an algorithm. Next one is output. So here at least one output should be there for an algorithm. Next one is definiteness. So here definiteness means each and every instruction which we are going to specify in an algorithm clear, should be clear and unambiguous. Uh, that means it should not lead any confusion. That is the definiteness. So finiteness. So each and every algorithm should have an ending point. That means each and every algorithm should stop after a finite number of steps. That is a finiteness. Last one is effectiveness. Effectiveness means each and every algorithm's instruction should be clear and simple to implement and not dependent on any external knowledge. That is effectiveness. The algorithms which will satisfy all of these criteria are known as a good algorithm. So these are the key factors. First key factor, how to design an algorithm. So here, for designing an algorithm, some techniques are there which will be learned in the previous units. Sorry, which will be learned in upcoming units. Some of them are divide and conquer strategy, greedy algorithm, dynamic programming, backtracking, branch and bound. All of these designing techniques which will be learned in upcoming units. After that, how to validate an algorithm. Here, validation means to check whether it satisfies the constraints or conditions which are going to apply on that problem also. These are the validations. How to analyze the algorithm. Here, analysis means the time required to execute an algorithm or space requirement or some other analysis is there. How to analyze the algorithm. Finally, how to test an algorithm. Here, testing means the user is able to supply some input and he is able to check whether it produces a correct output or not. That is the testing. Whenever a testing is passed, then it will be the good algorithm and correct algorithm. So this is one of the example for a sum of individual digits. So here the user is going to input a number. In our example, I am going to take 256 as the number. And first sum is initialized to 0. After that, the condition is n not equal to 0. These three statements will be repeatedly executed. So the first statement in first cycle 256 is not equal to 0. That's why reminder is 256 percentage 10, that is 6, and some value is added with the 6. Here the sum value is 0 initially, so that's why 0 plus 6, the sum becomes 6 here. After that, n value is divided by 10, it will gives 25. This is the first cycle. In second cycle, the value of n will be reduced to 25. 25 not equal to 0. That's why it comes into the loop. And 25 percentage 10, it will be 5. And this 5 is added to sum. That means the value of sum will have 6. That's why 6 plus 5 is equal to 11. After that, n value is reduced by dividing with 10. That will be 2. So next cycle it will enter 2 percentage 10 is 2, and this 2 is added to some value, that is 13, and 2 by 10 is equal to 0. So here 0 not equal to 0, the condition is false. That's why it will comes out of from the loop. At that time the value of sum is 13, so it is displayed as output. So here 2 plus 5 7, 7 plus 6 13. This is the algorithm for sum of individual digits of a given number. Next one is how to specify an algorithm. Algorithms can be specified in two ways. First one is the pseudocode conventions, and second one is recursive algorithms. These are the two techniques to specify an algorithm. So here first we are going to discuss about pseudocode conventions. So these are the pseudocode conventions. So the first one is while specifying pseudocode conventions, each and every algorithm will have a header information, and if any block of statements is there, then it will be enclosed within the curly braces. Arrays will be specified in square brackets, and conditional statements are specified with the help of if, and loops are specified with for, while, and repeat. These are the three types of loops which will be shown as repeated statements. And assignment statement, we will specify colon equal to. For example, a is assigned with 10, we need to specify a colon equal to 10. So these are the examples for pseudocode conventions. And also each and every statement will uh, ended with an semicolon. All the relational operators which will be greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, not equal to, and logical operators and are, these are the operators which we are going to use in the algorithm. So here a simple algorithm we are going to see here. So the first algorithm is addition of two numbers which will be shown here. So algorithm, name of the algorithm is add. So here two numbers we are going to add, that is a comma b, return a plus b. This is one of the algorithm. Okay, pseudocode convention. Same way, the simple algorithm we are going to write here, that is start. For addition of two numbers, we will require two numbers. So read two numbers. After that, these two numbers get added, and the result is stored in another variable or identifier, that is c is equal to a plus b. Finally, the output will be shown. After that, the program goes stop. So here in general, read and write, these two are the statements which are used to represent input and output values. So this is the pseudocode conventions example. After that, recursive algorithms. Here, the recursion means an algorithm calls itself is said to be a recursion. Here, two types of recursion techniques are there. One is direct recursion and another one is indirect recursion. So here, direct recursion means an algorithm F1 which calls the algorithm the same. That means calling and called algorithms are same. Here F1 is an algorithm which in turn calls F1 again. This is an example for direct recursion. Same way, indirect recursion means algorithm f1 which calls f2. So here I am going to write another algorithm f2 which in turn it will calls f1. So here f1 calls f2 calls again f1. So this is the exact concept of uh, recursion.